Okay, so it seems like recently a situation has gotten even worse in regards to some VTuber art, and a VTuber artist who's been very well known for kind of just essentially scamming people, right? And ghosting them and all of this kind of stuff. And it's been a pretty wild ride. And recently, Yocci has come out with even more information, about this, which obviously I think is horrible. Now, we'll obviously talk about Neonbeat, a very popular artist, especially with VTubers, and the person that I associated with him the most would be Vebe. Obviously, he did a lot of her model art, which obviously looked great, but of course, then it all came out that essentially he wasn't getting stuff done on time. He was making up reasons and all of this kind of stuff. Then he put out this apology saying, this message is aimed towards my commissioners, and saying that moving forwards, I'll be messaging my commissioners in order to resolve the issues. I want to make things right, to fix my mistakes and commit to improving communication. And then obviously we haven't really heard from him since, right? And apparently, according to the what do you call it, note here, community note, it says that Neonbeat has not in fact done better, and he continues to ghost large commissioners. And obviously you got links to a lot of very popular VTubers there, Vienna, Skuchan, Annie TF, so many people here saying, I have a piece I've been waiting for since 2022, and I don't even want the money back. I really don't even want the money back. I just really wanted the art. I still have hopes, and they keep reassuring me, but at this point, it just really crushes you. And obviously, this is January 22nd, 2025, and obviously, this is in response to Skuchan's post saying, what would you do if an artist you commissioned for $1,000 scams you and never finishes their work, despite giving them more than a year's time to do it? And even if you manage to talk to them, they just keep gaslighting you, saying that they'll finish it tonight, but the night never happens. So yeah, obviously it seems like they just constantly do it. Obviously Annie as well saying, Earth, I paid in June 2023 and still got nothing at all. Would understand anything if he didn't have like 50 other people he took payment from. His art was so good. And yeah, obviously there's a lot of people that have essentially paid for it and have been on the waiting list for a very long time. And it seems like he just kept on and kept on and kept on accepting different commissions, despite clearly not having the time to do it. And clearly just, obviously was, one of these things where, sure, I can understand being excited by a lot of VTubers coming to you about your art, but let's be real, if you can't do it, don't accept it, because, of course, you're going to get overwhelmed, and, now you're at a point where, he's now lying to a lot of these people saying, oh, I'll get it done tonight, when he doesn't, right? And this has become popular due to, a recent tweet by Yocci, which obviously, is in response to another VTuber saying the longest time you had to wait for something. And Yocci says, commission from Neonbeat. It's been 4 years. And apparently there's people that have been waiting even longer than that. Saying it's been 4 years since she's actually, she's still waiting for a commission from Neonbeat. Legend says he is still working on it. And obviously this blew up quite massively because, yeah, I mean, it does suck. It sucks that this is something that is going on, and it is still an issue, right? And a lot of these people have either not had their money back or are still waiting on commissions, which of course just seem to never be coming, right? And it seems like she actually did follow up on this as well, saying, I was so patient with Neon, I considered him a homie. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, but he gave up. He broke his promise. He doesn't have a job. He's living from his family and friends' money, and his manager doesn't know anything either, except the exact info. So everyone who was still waiting for their commission until now won't get it back. So it seems like there won't be any commissions finished. There won't be any money back either. It just seems like, yeah, it's just over, right? And obviously, yeah, this is what she said here. It says yesterday, so I'm assuming this was recently, right? Saying, hey there, hope you're well. Is there any news on Neon? That hello, he still has zero money to pay anyone. I don't know whether you believe me or not, but that's the only news update I have. I've heard rumors that he's back with alts and doing commissions to get money, etc. lol. None of this is true, but again, I have no way to prove it, and it's just my word. I said, what is my guy doing all day? Is he working? Is he living under a bridge? What is going on? And they say depression maxing, begging his family and friends for help, selling stuff. He did try to work for the first year of his cancellation, and then he finished a lot of pieces, but it was too much pressure. I think he gave up. He just wants to pay off the people when he can make money again. Most of the pieces he finished in 2024, people didn't even post them. made it seem like he didn't even try at all, and then everyone's kept pressuring for their own piece at the same time with lawyer threats and whatnot, while also rejecting sketches. So end of 2024, I think he stopped trying. So many of the comms left like 80% or 50% done. He did get evicted once for not being able to pay, so almost under a bridge for a while. So is he not looking for a job at all? It sounds like he's not doing anything other than living off his family and friends. It's been years. But yeah, that's more than less it. So yeah, that's what essentially they're saying. He's like living with his family and friends, and just kind of living off of them, which obviously, yeah, it seems like he definitely is not in the best place, right, since this whole entire thing. But yeah, obviously they talk about the fact that he was trying to do the commissions, you know, right at the start of this apology and everything. You know, he did actually try to get up and like finish them and, you know, tried to just like, you know, fix things, right? He tried to, you know, give them their commissions that they wanted, but it seems like a lot of people weren't posting them because, you know, they didn't want to really associate with him anymore because, you know, of all of the stuff that's just happened with him. So they didn't want to associate with him, so they didn't post it. So, you know, as an artist, it doesn't feel great whenever you do a commission and, you know, and no one posts it, right? Because that's what's one thing you want to see as an artist is seeing your art in places. But, of course, you know, but it's also very, very understandable why VTuber wouldn't post it. But, again, I don't know. And of course, it seems like as well, he doesn't have the money to give them their money back either, so he can't even just like refund them and just not do the work. It seems like he spent all that money or whatever, or he doesn't have access to that money, which obviously, yeah, I mean that sucks, right, for a lot of the VTubers that have commissioned them and were hoping to get either at least art or their money back, which is just not, you know, the case anymore. Okay, to get same mood girl. It's been years. I gave up waiting or thinking I'll be getting money back. You too, huh? And obviously, yeah, it seems like tons of big VTubers have been affected by this, right? And obviously, there's one more thing here saying, okay, guys, many people seem to have been using my post as an opportunity to start stuff on artists in general, or saying stuff like, that's the reason why people should use AI. No, I'm an artist myself. However, the difference is that I know my capabilities. I know how to run my art business and communicate with my clients to keep them regularly updated. And I know when to not take in new commissions because I keep a schedule, as every professional artist or freelancer in general should. And if you feel like you can't do that all by yourself, then it might be worth looking into a schedule manager who will help you, which obviously, yeah, is true, right? A lot of VTuber artists and a lot of artists in general tend to have like a schedule or some kind of, you know, sorting system that they will add you to so that they can ensure that they, you know, can do your commission within a reasonable time, right? Saying, and no, I don't support Gen AI in any way, and you know, despise it with all my heart. I generally don't. I just don't want to believe that people who justify Gen AI in any way just have no idea why it's bad for the industry, why it's bad for the consumer. That's the whole other can of worms I honestly don't feel opening up right now. There are enough sources of information about this on that. Sorry, there's enough sources of information out there on that. And if you love and respect art, photography, animation, and want to support artists, you should do your research and stop accepting AI slop as the alternative. So Gen AI is a pale imitation of, I mean, it's just turned into a whole AI thing. Again, as I said, you know, I don't really care if you use AI or not as a VTuber. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you like it, right? But I do think at the end of the day, it is pretty horrible to see that, you know, people are still being affected to this day by a lot of the Neonbeat stuff, you know, even considering how long ago this was. You know, it's back in what, 2024, was it? 2024, February, start of 2024, right? And we're now at the start of 2026. It's been it's been over 2 years. And yeah, still people haven't gotten their commissions or whatever. They're commissioned almost 4 years ago, and if not longer, because apparently there's a lot of people still, you know, on the schedule to be kind of, what do you call it? You know, done, right? They're still on the schedule, and still a lot of people waiting for their art, but it seems like this is just never going to happen, as per some of the messages with their manager, which obviously, yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy, right? But hey, if there's any update, if anybody does get their art, then of course I'll keep you guys up to date. But I thought it was a pretty crazy situation just to kind of cover. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.